Let's queer up the top stories of the year. This is number 20 of 2025. Queer God Squad calls for queer community to resist fascism. We shared this story on May 4th. On the Queer God Squad, our hosts reviewed President Trump's first 100 days, noting rapid and controversial actions that disrupted alliances, prompted judicial pushback, and raised concerns across education, civil rights, and public health. The squad urged viewers to stay informed and engaged in defending democratic norms.
Welcome to Sunshine Cathedral's Queer God Squad. It's Wednesday, May 14th. I am Bishop Darrell Watkins, the Senior Minister of the Sunshine Cathedral. With me today are Bishop Robert Griffin, Reverend Dr. Ann Atwell, and Reverend Kevin Tisdall. We are the Queer God Squad. Visit sunshinecathedral.org to learn more about our progressive faith community and how you can be a part of it. Queer God Squad was created by Hotspots Happening Out to support our mission to explore the value of faith in the LGBTQ community. There's no streaming TV show like this in the entire world. In 2025, we're celebrating the 40th anniversary of Hotspots magazine, the 5th anniversary of Queer News Tonight, with nearly 10,000 stories and 10 million views in 2024. We will produce the 25th anniversary of the Stonewall Pride Parade and Festival on June 14th, Pride Fest Diversity Pride in August, and Pride Fort Lauderdale next February. We are the largest nonprofit LGBTQ media organization in America, and we encourage you to support our mission to inform, entertain, and educate our community and allies.
This is the Sunshine Cathedral Perspective. Today, Queer God Squad calls for a queer community to resist fascism. It may seem like Donald J. Trump has been in charge for decades, but May 1st marked only his 100th day. It may prove to be a very long 3 2/3 years ahead. One of the reasons it seems like forever is because, unlike his first term, we're golfing and tweeting and trying to discredit subject matter experts on everything from national security to public health to human rights. This time around, he's been unbelievably busy. And he's achieved several things, even the Queer God Squad must admit.
Borrowing from economist and Clinton cabinet member Robert Reich, we can remind you that in the first quarter of the year, and some change, Trump has managed to insult every major U.S. ally, panic the stock market, and watch prices soar even though the price of eggs was supposedly very important to his base. But that's not nearly all he has accomplished.
He has inspired, or some would say compelled, federal judges, Democrat and Republican, in over 120 cases to try to stop some of its appalling activities. He has ignored, defied, or appealed almost all judiciary orders. He's even arrested a federal judge who tried to hear a case involving an undocumented defendant.
Recently, darling of the Federalist Society Judge Harvey Wilkinson III, a Reagan appointee, issued a scathing rebuke of Trumpian tactics, such as trying to incarcerate U.S. citizens in foreign prisons without legal due process. And not only does Trump want to do that, he has done that. Last month, ICE deported 3 children who are U.S. citizens aged 2, 4, and 7 when their mothers were deported. One of the children has stage 4 cancer. He was removed from his home and his medical care without consultation with his doctors.
But don't think that is all Mr. Trump has achieved in a pretty short time. He's attacked universities, insisting that the U.S. government should be able to dictate their hiring and curricula choices. He's attacked journalists, law firms, scientists and researchers, libraries, museums, and even civil service professionals. Basically, where there have been checks and balances, watchdogs, human rights defenders, or intellectual rigor, he has tried to dismantle their structure or intimidate their leaders.
Trump has even told the Justice Department to investigate Act Blue, the platform that fundraises for most of the Democratic candidates and the issues on which Democrats tend to campaign. Using government resources to intimidate a major fundraising apparatus of the other party is a move one might think too despicable, even for him. Apparently not.
Tariffs, which historically have never been good for our country, and his attacks on the top leader of the Federal Reserve have caused global chaos, which has already united most of Europe in seeking a future that does not depend on Washington's goodwill and has already weakened the U.S. dollar. Some countries are considering no longer tying their currency to ours, which will weaken us further.
Oh, funding for treatment and research for major diseases and hotlines for youth in crisis have also been decimated.
And to add to his daunting list of achievements, he has scored the lowest approval rating of any president in the first 100 days in the last 70 years.
Over 400 university presidents have issued a letter opposing, and I'm quoting, the unprecedented government overreach and political interference now endangering American higher education, end quote. Hundreds of law firms have joined a friend of the court brief in support of law firm Perkins Coie's appeal of the regime's demands.
Dr. Reich says America's religious leaders have a moral obligation to speak out. The Queer God Squad agrees.
Neither courts, nor economic crises, nor global derision, nor embarrassingly low public approval has even slowed Trump down. Like we said, he's been busy. He's been getting things done. And if he continues getting these sorts of things done, we're going to be in real trouble very soon. It may be naive to suppose that we aren't already.
The Queer God Squad begs you to stay informed about your government and the consequences of its behavior. And please don't get your information from a network that has admitted it lies and can do so because they consider themselves entertainment rather than real journalism. Get your news from a variety of respectable sources. Give what you can to good causes, because with so much difficulty inflicted on us and government money to help drying up, we are simply going to have to care for one another. It may not be enough, but we need to do all we can to protect one another from the cruelty of an aspiring despot.
If you believe in prayer, then do pray, and then become the answers to those prayers. Show up at a protest. Write a letter to the editor, post on social media, call your representatives, and for God's sakes, vote in every single election from this moment on. Municipal, county, state, national, special elections, vote in every single one. Over 2/3 of white evangelical voters still say Trump is their guy, and they approve of his work to date. If we cannot persuade them to embrace empathy, compassion, and fairness, then maybe we can outvote them, but only if we vote. Remember, more people didn't vote for Trump than did. His victory over Vice President Harris was razor thin. Over 1% of people voted for a third candidate. But the largest number of voters, 36%, didn't vote at all. If non-voters become engaged, absolutely anything is possible.
We're in trouble, and we're tired, and some of us might be frightened. But we are not powerless. Dare to hope, dare to speak up, dare to do whatever you can, even if someone else tells you it's insignificant or a waste of time. We need all hands to save our nation, and no effort is wasted.
We don't know why anyone ever thought a felon, an adjudicated rapist, a self-admitted crotch-grabbing predator, a businessman with 6 bankruptcies, a draft dodger, a malignant narcissist, and a twice-impeached pandemic mishandling, insurrection inciting, perfidious con artist would ever be good for the country or for anyone not in the billionaire class. But what's done is done. Now is the time to fix this epic disaster. Resist, assist, persist. And remember these wise words attributed to General Joseph Stilwell, Margaret Atwood, John Wayne, and Moira Rose. Never let the bastards get you down. That's today with the Queer God Squad.
We are bringing you a special presentation of the 25 most important stories of the year that we call the Top 25 of 2025. There is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by subscribing and sharing Queer News Tonight. We are looking back at the top LGBTQ news stories of the year from Queer News Tonight. If our community is important to you, support our